if you're watching this video, make sure that you understand that preppers are not the problem. The problem are those people that are not prepared. Why? Because when you're not prepared, there is fear. If you are prepared, there is no fear. I could care less if tomorrow I go to the grocery store and they don't have any rice left. I could care less if tomorrow I go to the grocery store and there's no pasta left. I could care less if there's no meat. I could care less for myself, for my own consumption, because I know that I have it put away for hard times. Now, before I say anything else, in hopes that I don't get sued by anyone, I'm going to say that everything that I'm about to say about Vice News or anything that they said in their video is 100% my opinion. 100% my opinion. All right, so other than that, let's go ahead and take it forward. So Vice News put out a video about prepping that was, in my opinion, is just a hit piece on preppers to make people in general feel like prepping is stupid. But I wanted to show you some things that I came up with today because I wanted to go ahead and show you how hypocritical that video is as far as it comes to being prepared. All right. And I think that Vice News did a very, very big injustice to people that are not currently prepared, but maybe thinking about preparing. So I think that that video, and the name of the video is something like, "Are we in the last days of civilization?" Right? And during that video, they pretty much just made preppers. They took little clips from videos from here, from there, and you know how they can do it, how they can edit a video to make it look like however they want it to look. They make it look so that it will fit their agenda. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, I have to say is this: they did not do anyone any justice when it comes to allowing people to know the truth about prepping. Pretty much during that video, they were saying that preppers are the problem, that preppers are kind of nutty and crazy, instead of saying the truth. So the video is right here. If you can see, it says, "We are in the last days of civilization," right? And it was by Vice News. That's the video right there. The one good thing that I can see about when I went to this video is that the dislike to like ratio was like 25%, which tells me that a lot of people are awake. A lot of people that watched that video are awake and know that these people are full of bull butter. One of the things that they kept pointing out is how previous presidents kept saying that we need to be self-reliant, that we need to be able to take care of ourselves. And they painted those presidents to be like crazy or not very popular. But let me ask you a question, ladies and gentlemen. As they're painting these presidents that are saying we need to be a self-reliant country, we need to be a self-reliant people, not only is it good for us, the countrymen, but it's good for our country, national security. Are we better off as a country having to rely on China for 80% of our pharmaceutical ingredients than what we would be if we could rely on ourselves for that? So they didn't mention about how reliant we as a nation are on other nations. So I asked, are we better off being reliant on a nation that pretty much hates us to provide us with the ingredients that we need to make 80% of our pharmaceutical stuff, whatever kind of medicines it is, 80%? Are we better off being reliant on other nations, i.e. the OPEC nations that have signed a contract with Russia so that they can defend them instead of us defending them in return for cheap oil? Are we better off relying on those nations or being able to produce our own energy? Are we better off relying on ourselves than we are relying on government? Ask the 9 to 11 million families that are about to lose that moratorium and are going to find themselves either having to come up with the money to pay rent or be kicked out on the street. Are we better off relying on government for that, or making sure that we can rely on ourselves and our countrymen so that we ourselves can be able to live how we want to live? I would say that we're better off being able to rely on ourselves. That way we can have the girth to actually go out there and work and provide for ourselves those things that we need. Because now that those people are relying on government, where's government going to be when that moratorium runs out? The only thing that that video did, ladies and gentlemen, was discourage people that were getting into prepping, was discourage people that were thinking about starting to prep. Because now I don't know how many hundreds of thousands. Well, this right here says 478,000 people viewed that video. Now, out of that 478,000, I would say at least 14,000 agree with what the video said, because there was 14,000 thumbs up. So now 14,000 plus people that maybe had a chance to get better prepared for the days that are coming are probably now convinced that they shouldn't prepare. So this video, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm pointing at right here, are we in the last days of civilization? I think it's just a hit piece to make those with the preparedness mindset think that they shouldn't be prepared, and those that are thinking about becoming better prepared or starting to prep to think that if they do that, they're just going to be looked at as if they were crazy. But the good news is this, ladies and gentlemen, because people are now getting to be in the know. People are now realizing after the last year and a half that this video is full of bull butter, all right, for lack of better words. And why is that? Because they've seen with their own eyes what happens when you're not prepared. They've seen with their own eyes that preppers are not the problem. You can take a look at any of these panic buying videos and you will not find a prepper in it. Why? Because preppers were already prepared and didn't have to go out and panic buy. You know what? I'm working on a video to put up maybe for tomorrow. It's a short Costco trip that I took, and I purchased a security system that I wanted to show off. So anyways, I purchased a pack of toilet paper while I was there during yesterday's trip that I took to Costco's. And I didn't need that pack of toilet paper, but I purchased it. You know why? Because there was plenty of toilet paper available. There was plenty available. They were fully stocked. My Costco is very well stocked with almost everything. The only difference is that the price is really going up on a lot of things. But I purchased a pack. And why did I purchase a pack? Because we finished a pack in our house, and I had to go out and get one from my prepper stash. So I took one from my prepper stash. I replaced the pack that we finished at the house. And then while I was at Costco, I went ahead and bought a pack to go ahead and put into my prepper stash. So I rotate my toilet paper just like I rotate anything else. I didn't go in there with the mindset of buying 20 packs of toilet paper. During the last toilet paper shortage, I think it was March of 2020, a day that will live in infamy, all right? The panic buying of toilet paper in the United States of America and around the world. I wasn't out panic buying toilet paper. I had plenty of it. I had plenty of it put away. Why? Because during good times, I bought an extra pack every now and then, and I built up my stock to an amount of toilet paper that I felt was appropriate for us to have in case it became unavailable. So preppers, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what, are not the problem. If you're watching this video, make sure that you understand that preppers are not the problem. The problem are those people that are not prepared. Why? Because when you're not prepared, there is fear. If you are prepared, there is no fear. I could care less if tomorrow I go to the grocery store and they don't have any rice left. I could care less if tomorrow I go to the grocery store and there's no pasta left. I could care less if there's no meat. I could care less for myself, for my own consumption, because I know that I have it put away for hard times. Now, those people that will suffer when these things happen, those are the people, ladies and gentlemen, that are not preparing now. And what this video did that Vice News put out is an injustice to those people that are not prepared. Because now, in their minds, they are right. In their minds, they're saying, yeah, I knew that these prepper people were crazy. When in reality, it is those people that are unprepared that are the problem when we have a crisis of one form or another. Doesn't matter what it is. Look at what happened in Texas. They had a deep freeze. How many people were unprepared? A whole bunch. Look at what happened in Louisiana. They had a flood. How many people were unprepared? A whole bunch. Look at what's happening in California with the droughts and with the fires. How many people are unprepared? A whole bunch. So now those people that could have maybe seen a video that was a truthful video, that was not propaganda, instead watched a video that is telling them, yeah, you're right. You don't need to prepare. The government will take care of you. And ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, that's an injustice. If preppers are crazy, what these people are saying is that a whole bunch of millionaires and billionaires around the world are crazy as well. Because for years now, millionaires, billionaires, the elite have been buying what are underground bunkers. And that's what you're looking at here. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, there's a couple of clubs, and one of those clubs is not for you and me, but for people that can afford to buy bunkers that look like this. I did not hear one thing on that video that Vice News posted about the millionaires and billionaires that are buying bunkers that look like this. And why are they buying bunkers that look like this, ladies and gentlemen? You know why? Because they are not stupid. If you are a millionaire or billionaire, you did not become a millionaire or a billionaire because you were not smart. And here it says, inside the billionaire bunkers, where the world's super rich will ride out the apocalypse, as sales surged 300% since the election of our last president. Does it really have to do with the last president? You think that these millionaires and billionaires are not buying bunkers right now? You think they're not buying their own islands? Do you think that they don't have a 5-year supply of food put away? Anyone that thinks that they don't, you better get your head out of the sand, because I guarantee you they do. Do you think that the government is not the biggest prepper in the planet? Governments are the biggest preppers in the planet. And no, not for you and not for me, but for government. All right, ladies and gentlemen, government prepares for government, for their own continuity, not the continuity of its citizens. Yeah, they play a really good game by making believe that they care about us when we have regional failures or when we have regional crises by sending out a FEMA truck or two here or there. But trust me, ladies and gentlemen, even some of our past presidents, I think it was Ronald Reagan, that said, government is the problem. But now here you have a news outlet on YouTube saying, hey, preppers are crazy. Pretty much telling people that, hey, you don't need to prepare. None of this is going to happen. Now, are there people that are not genuine in anything? Absolutely. I'm sure that there are some preppers channels out there that are not genuine. I don't know. But maybe I'm sure there are some, okay? But most aren't. Most are channels that want to get people to prep because they know that it is a necessity. It's not a hobby. It is a necessity. So the thing that I was thinking about is this, and I don't even know the name of the person or persons that own that news outlet. But ladies and gentlemen, I guarantee you that they're preppers. I guarantee you that the people that own that news outlet, not this one right here, not the Daily Mail, but I guarantee you that the people that own Vice News, that they're preppers. Because I guarantee you they're millionaires, if not billionaires, and they're prepping. They know what's going on. But then again, in the hopes of getting a couple of million views, they go out and put this hit piece on the preparedness community and pretty much tell people that we're the crazy ones. I mean, look at this. This is what billionaires are prepping. Underground bunkers that look like this. And they need to bug us. They need to hit us for prepping some rice and beans and putting it in a pantry. While these billionaires are buying their own islands. I mean, look at this. Most people don't even live like this in regular life. And this is their bunkers. So, ladies and gentlemen, those of you, I hope that any of you that saw that video and thought, man, I don't need to prepare. Look at this. They are preparing. They are preparing. Don't believe a darn thing that these people say, ladies and gentlemen. Heck, don't believe anything I say. Verify. All right. You can trust, but verify. All right. Verify. Do your own research and go out there. I mean, I could be making this up about millionaires buying, look at this. This is a wine cellar. All right, lady. That's a wine cellar, a bathtub, a 2-level swimming pool room. Look at that kitchen. That's what they're prepping with. But they're telling us that we're crazy for prepping just because we want to make sure that our family is fed. So don't listen to a darn thing that comes out of these people's mouths. They do not have the best interest of the American people in mind. They do not. And I mean, that's a fact. How the super rich are preparing for doomsday. Billionaire tech tycoons are frantically buying up islands and pimped out bunkers amid fears of war. Thank you very much, Brenda, for the super chat. It's the new slow introduction against prepping. Absolutely. I was thinking the same thing. I've been saying for a while that one day preppers will be canceled. And here is a very nice and slow, a slow and steady, but entertaining introduction as to why prepping is not good. All right. And it's geared to make people either attack or turn you in when the government wants your food and or your resources. That's right, Pam T. Preppers don't have to run to the store during storms, emergencies, and disasters. And some would say, you know, if you're thinking outside the box, some would say that maybe that's what they want. Maybe that's what they want, that you're not prepared. That way, during disasters, you can only rely on that same entity that pretty much causes all the problems anyways.